Hey guys, Jannik from Develop Your Element here, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about the 3 types of regeneration in Develop Your Element. So, what are the 3 types of regeneration of Develop Your Element? Let's start off with what is regeneration. Regeneration is finding the ideal level of social stimulus, interaction, physical movement, structure, the things that recharge our internal battery based on our personality. Extroverts need higher level social stimulus, higher level of physical movement, more constant change. Introverts need a little bit more structure. They need a little bit more predictability, more relaxation. And while we all can enjoy all different types of stimulus, we just have to be aware of how the different types of stimulus affect our internal battery. So we have chosen to divide it into 3 different types of regeneration because we want to diversify our sources of regeneration. Sometimes we don't have the luxury of seeking out the most revitalizing, the most exciting, the most regenerative option for our personality. And sometimes we have to have backup ideas or constant ideas that proactively recharge us. So that's why we divided it into 3 categories. The first category is active regeneration. That is the ideal scenario. That is seeking out that stimulus that recharges us in the fastest way. For extroverts, that might mean going to a party, going out for a run, going on some type of adventure, hanging out with friends. For an introvert, that might mean reading a book, watching Netflix, doing something more relaxed, low-key. But as I said, we don't always have the luxury of being able to change our environment in the moment. And sometimes we have to have things that work for us all the time. That's where passive regeneration comes in. With passive regeneration, we can design our office, our house, our bedroom, the environments where we spend a lot of time, and even our cars. We can design them in a way that just being in those spaces, we're recharging. And how does that work? Well, for an introvert, a very organized space that has a lot of logic, where they have certain level of privacy, is going to recharge them. For an extrovert, having a space, let's say with colors and with different types of stimulus within the space, that can be very powerful. And you know, in Develop Your Element, we talk about 6 different types of personalities. So that the more emotional ones, like the Aquatic ones, maybe having pictures of their loved ones on the wall or on their desk might be powerful. For a fiery person who focuses a lot on progress and goals and really is a very ambitious type, having their diplomas, having pictures of their exciting moments next to their computer might be something powerful. So we basically explore many different ways of designing our spaces. And that includes colors, includes the items we have in our spaces. It includes comfort. For earthly types, having very comfortable chairs and furniture makes a big difference. So there's a lot that goes into this, and we will be making videos for each specific type of personality. And finally, we have what's called proactive regeneration. And proactive regeneration is just a matter of allowing ourselves to be ourselves in the environments where we tend to adapt too much. So at work, let's say we work in a corporate environment, we might have this idea that we have to be logical and structured, but maybe that's not natural to us. So maybe allowing ourselves to be, let's say, more extroverted, more silly, more laid back at work might give us more energy to actually perform better at work. Let's say you work in personal development and you have this idea that you have to be, let's say, zen or relaxed or nurturing or motherly or something like that, and you might take on an earthly personality. But maybe it's very stressful for you to sustain that. Maybe you're a much more direct metallic person and you want to say things directly, you want to have less filter. Well, allowing yourself that might be more impactful. So proactive regeneration is simply that. Finding how to do all the things you're already doing in a way that embraces your personality more, that ends up being more impactful and more regenerative. So you're not draining yourself at work and counting the minutes to get home, or draining yourself trying to be a parent of a certain personality, because that's also happens. Sometimes when we enter certain relationships, sometimes when we become parents, sometimes when we take on a certain role, we adapt too much. In key moments, we want to adapt because yes, it demonstrates generosity and collaboration and kindness, but we don't want to lose ourselves by trying to fit into some societal expectations. And that's something we also talk about when we talk about the 3 states, which you can see in this video. So that covers it for today. I hope that you've learned something with this video. If you have any questions, doubts, or awarenesses you want to share, please do it in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, check out our socials. We're putting videos on Instagram every day covering these things. See you next week. Have a good one.